Hey, good afternoon, Maria, with another video. It's 2:22. It's Monday afternoon. It is April 29th. Yeah, April 29th. And, I'm just sitting here. I was talking to my friend today, and we were expressing thoughts. And we are just talking. She started off the conversation with, penalties that people get or they don't get. They actually don't get enough of the penalties for doing, crimes against children or child molestation or whatever. And people are just kind of turning a blind eye to some of these sexual assaults that people are inflicting on other people, either giving them sentences that really don't really allow the person to receive the proper punishment that they deserve. Okay. So it's like, there's a mismatch there, okay? And people are basically getting away and damaging people and doing destructive things and not paying the price for it properly. So, so then that kind of made me start thinking about my situation, okay? And how people are just turning a blind eye to wrongdoing. This is a good example of the illogical mindset of the herd mentality. For several reasons, because the more I start thinking about this issue, the more disturbed it becomes, and it's very twisted. And I can see why I had such strong feelings of fear in the initial part of my targeting when I understood that I was a TI, because like I mentioned before, I felt like my life was threatened. I didn't quite understand who was involved. I knew the previous employers were involved, but the outside sources that were encouraging the employers, I didn't know. But I will tell you that it was scary and very terrifying for me. And, for somebody who is like myself, very connected psychically, it manifests on so many different levels. Like, I mentioned before that I have this sync with electronics, okay? It was very weird, okay? These things around my environment were just getting messed up. And it was a lot of feelings of fear. I mean, extreme anxiety and panic, because I knew whatever the origins of this issue was, that it was meant to literally destroy me, okay? And so I had mentioned some people's names in my previous video, and I'm going to continue mentioning their names in this particular video. But I'm trying to work out my thought process here, because when I think about what I have been persecuted for, okay, I'm in shock, okay, and it continues to traumatize me over and over and over again, not just because of the initial or the original motive that created this issue, which is blown way out of proportion, and I haven't even seen these people who involved themselves in this in years, okay, but the point is that these people could actually get hold of the ability to do these things to another human being, especially when people within this town and community, even people who have high levels of positions, okay, like the previous mayor in this town, who is now deceased, no longer with us, Harvey Hall. So all these people were well aware, okay, including all the employers who were involved in this, everything, knew that there's basically a maniac out to get me for reasons that to me are shocking. And so what I'm understanding here, and correct me if I'm wrong, this is a very serious conversation, because it's like I'm trying to wind up all these loose ends to the root of this issue. And basically what I'm coming up with, and if I'm wrong, I doubt that I'm wrong, okay? But these people literally attacked me in many ways, okay? Monetarily. Okay, they did so psychologically, using psychological manipulation tactics on me, by calling me into job interviews, the mobbing, all of it. Okay, all of these games these people were playing were basically to defend debaucherous people. Okay, number one, there was a talk about me being an adulteress, meaning that, first of all, let's back up for a second. I left Joel back in 2006, okay, and I was still living here at the time. Okay, and then I decided I need more money, so I decided to leave. So that's when I started working for Karen back in 2007, okay? At that time, I left Joel because living with him was a nightmare. Okay, he was not treating my son very well. There was arguments all the time. It was just one thing after another. Okay, so I decided to leave, not willy-nilly, because I just wanted to go out and do something, my own thing, or be a rebellious housewife. I literally got sick of it, and I was angry that I put myself in that situation in the first place. Okay, so then I got left. Okay, so then all this bullshit starts. Now here's the issue. I contacted Stephen Lyles in 2008, okay? 2008, all right? Now, during this time, I'm working for Karen, okay? I'm working for Karen. I'm getting mobbed out of my job there, okay? And these stupid competitions were going on. And, you know, like Activism of Care, he calls it pop quizzes from hell. And these kind of things, okay? Karen would sometimes go off on me for no reason, okay? So I was becoming very ill at my job, okay, I'd like to say. But I know that in 2008, I contacted Stephen Lyles one time. One time I sent him a message, okay? I never heard from him, never had anything to do with him, never saw him, never wrote emails to him, never received any phone calls, nor did I call him. He didn't respond to me, so I figured, you know what? He doesn't like me, and let's just let it go. So I got to let it go, okay? I hadn't heard from him, thought about him, mentioned him. I did mention him one time because I was telling a friend one time, well, not a friend of me, at work one time about something that went on when I was younger. I think I was describing that. But other than to think about him or anything like that, I didn't give him any thought. I never gave him any thought at all, whatever, didn't even pay, nothing, okay? So during the course of this gang stalking, okay, people must have thought that I broke up Joel and Polly, okay, when the true story is, no, I came back here into town to find work, okay, because God knows there's never anything advertised in the Antelope Valley, okay, so I came here to work, period, okay. So while I was here in my little apartment, Joel would come over on the weekends and he wanted to get back together. So it was all his idea to get back together, all right? So here's the thing. I'm being frowned upon, his dad, being treated like I am the lowest scum of the earth because people thought that I broke up him and Polly. Okay, I moved away in 2010. Maybe he got married to her sometime when I was gone, okay? And then when he moved back in, I do know when I brought him to the Christmas party, people lost their damn minds, okay? So there's something around there. But the thing is that I was thinking, okay, here's an incestuous issue. Sure, they're not biologically related, okay? But still, a mother to me should be maternal. She should be the guider, and she doesn't mix those sort of things in with the relationship of the child, okay? I just believe me, when I was younger, I read into this sort of stuff, so I have my views on incest, okay? I'm obviously not a supporter of it. I'm not somebody who says that it should never ever happen. It's not for me to decide, okay? I'm just saying I don't want to be in a family that's like that, okay? It's not for me. I personally think that it's a lower level. It's a low way of living. It's not a dignified way of living. To me, it's primitive, and it's something that I don't believe in. But other people can do whatever they want to do, okay? And that's fine with them, as long as you're not hurting anybody, meaning it's consensual, you're an adult, you do what you want, but I don't believe in it, okay? So people were jumping on my case when that's not the case. The case was, like I did something wrong by breaking them up. I didn't break them up, okay? I didn't break them up. I had no idea they were together. I thought that was his mom, and that was it. Nothing else, okay? I didn't start cluing in till many years later. All right, but here we have people defending Polly and Joel for an incestuous relationship. Now we have Stephen Lyles, and then we have his mother. Okay, so during this time, back in 2008 and all these other years that went by, I'm being accused of having a relationship, or maybe seeing him, or people are suspecting this, and then his mom somehow gets control through the employers to start manipulating employment. Now here's my question on this. Why would an employer allow someone a vindictive person who thinks they're holding a grudge against me, even though I had nothing to do, I have nothing to reproach myself for. But still, why would an employer allow someone who is trying to harm me because she felt as though I was trying to take away her son from her as her lover? And why would my previous bosses allow this woman to enact some sort of judicial punishment against somebody, even if it was true, which obviously it wasn't, but even if it was true, why would an employer allow somebody to basically enact out these sort of ridiculous punishments and these mind control techniques and everything else, unless of course they weren't supporting this person's views, okay? So they're supporting incest. They are saying that it's okay. So my question today was, is incest common among white people? Now, I'm not, I don't have anything against white people, okay? If they're good to me, I'm going to be decent to them. But my point is that why would somebody persecute a woman who has nothing to do with it, no knowledge of it, would never participate in it in any way, shape, or form? As a matter of fact, when I did start realizing that Joel and his mom were like that, I got the fuck out. So my thing is, why would this woman, my previous boss, as well as the other one, the farmer, why would they allow this to happen? Okay? What is really being played out is that I'm being fed mind control techniques, okay, using psychological manipulation to try to change my behavior, change my religious view, change my way of thinking, my way of acting, my everything about me, okay? So that I can be shaped and molded into what? What these people want? Are you basically supporting, are these previous employers actually supporting something that is being played out in broad daylight in front of the mayor and every other higher level position of government in this community and other communities, because this is widespread? Are they supporting this? Are they supporting basically trapping a woman, subjugating a woman to do what? Now, did Stephen's mom try to maybe wear a mask to my previous employers and say, well, Stephen's interested in her, and she really had her own agenda to try to mess with my life and destroy it. But she probably had her own agenda. But my thing is, did she wear a mask and try to tell these people, well, Stephen and Maria are going to get together and we're going to, they're going to get married or something along those lines, to allow or mislead these people into thinking and tricking them into thinking that I was going to be in her family somehow, so therefore she had some sort of right, that her opinion mattered. Either way, it's illegal, okay, and it's inappropriate. So basically, I had employers complying with a family that's moral standards that I don't agree with, I don't believe in, okay, did people know that him and his mom were like that? So why are you trying to force me into a relationship or some sort of, situation that I don't want to be in? Why is this all secret? Okay, if all of this was okay to do, these people would be over here. Because I remember inviting Stephen over. I invited Teresa. I invited Stephen's brother. I don't know if it was like last year. I invited everybody over. Okay, I sent him a text message and said, hey, come on over, right? No one will ever come by, okay? My own family doesn't talk to me anymore. So why was all this supposed to be so top secret? Why? Okay? This went on for a very long time, okay? So basically, this form of trafficking is some weird, to me, it's sick and it's sexual and it's twisted and it should have never happened. And I'm shocked as hell that employers would literally let somebody take this kind of control, okay? I can't believe that this actually happened. This is a shock. This is a crime. This is definitely a crime. And it's a huge crime, really. And I'm just shocked and amazed that something like this could actually be played out in front of everyone, and everybody thinking it's okay. So I don't care what angle this woman used, or either her or Paula used. to manipulate this. It's illegal, and it's very question. It makes you question, what were these people thinking? You know, if Karen resented me for being just existing, okay, and she sided with Stephen's mom to allow to help her do this, my question is, what? Why would you allow that to happen? You know what I mean? Why would you give a woman who is jealous of another person control over that person's life? Why would you do that? I mean, that's why, you know, employers should stay out of personal business, because you may not know what you're consenting to. You may not know what you're approving of. Okay? What these people are doing is scandalous. Okay? It is scandal. It is a huge fucking scandal. Huge. You know? And these people accommodated criminals. All right? Now, back to the incest issue. Okay? Now, obviously, I don't believe in incest. I'll be right back. I'm going to get my phone charger. Hang on a second. I don't believe in incest, okay? But for people who do, you know, it makes me wonder, you know, it makes me wonder why, I'm kind of missing my, losing my train of thought here. It makes me wonder why they would, this is here. Oh. Why would they allow, if somebody doesn't believe in it,